Coming up in this week's episode of TPW Weekly, as Hyperion opens at Energylandia in Poland, I'll be looking at some photos of the attraction in action, along with some first thoughts about the ride. I'll also be sharing an update on Valkyria, the brand new B&M dive coaster that's opening soon at Liseberg in Sweden. Along with that, another guest the ride, and so much more here on this week's episode. I'm Sean Sandbrook, this is TPW Weekly, and that means it's time to cue those titles. It's Wednesday the 18th of July 2018 and welcome to this week's episode. Now of course don't worry, the world of theme parks hasn't gone under some magical transformation. I've not binned all my mugs, don't worry. I'm actually here on location at the Butlin's Minehead resort. And yeah, a bit of a last minute setup this one. I thought there's a sofa in here, change a bit of the furniture around just to bring you this week's news and of course our regular sections as well. It's been quite a busy week on the channel, lots of new videos have gone online. I did mention in last week's episode that I was actually going to be filming an update on Scarefest. That's now on, so make sure you check that out. We've got details on the brand new Scare attraction and also about the removal of a classic attraction as well. So check it out. As always, the links are down below in the video description. In terms of new vlogs, there's new videos from the Big Sheep, where I went there to check that out in Devon. That was really good fun. Along with that, the Milky Way Adventure Park, a brand new vlog from Blackpool Pleasure Beach, from the 10 o'clock late night ride close, with a beautiful firework display over Icon as well. We had a fantastic time, good group of us there as well, a good laugh in the sunshine, and of course make sure you check it out here on the channel. So yes, quite a bit to talk about this week in terms of updates to new rides. Normally at this point in the season all the rides are open. We're more talking about Halloween, Christmas and attractions for 2019, but yeah, with this one it's we've still got a couple of rides to open. That's obviously Hyperion Energylandia, which has just opened, and we've got another new ride which is of course Valkyria at Liseberg, and there's still a few more bits about what needs to open up in terms of attractions and things, where it is getting a little bit later on in the year for those, so of course I'll have a little talk about that, but with Valkyria being the main one. Along with that, our various different segments as well. It's good to see you're all enjoying Guess the Ride. Obviously it's a bit of an upgrade really from Name That Coaster, doing a few different bits, and I think quite a lot of you got it right in last week's episode, but there we go. Before all that, let's talk about the theme park news in our weekly news update. First up then, let's talk about Hyperion that opened on Saturday at Energylandia in Poland. This coaster looks absolutely fantastic. Look at the riders just there enjoying themselves, having a fantastic time. And yes, I've been following this ride all throughout the construction period, and to be honest, I was a little bit sketchy to think if this is actually going to be finished for this year or not, but it was, and it opened on Saturday to the press and media, the public in there as well, all to enjoy it together, which I thought was really nice. And in a moment we'll have a look at an on-ride POV of this attraction. But yes, it looks absolutely stunning. Now obviously back in 2012, Shambhala Expedition to the Himalayas opened at Portaventura, and that was the tallest roller coaster in Europe. It's weird to think that just a few years on now, here in 2018, it's now the third tallest. Of course, first you've got Red Force. Portaventura took their own record and built that in Ferrari Land, and then the second tallest coaster in Europe is now in Poland at Energylandia. It's a park that I can't wait to get out there for. I did say as soon as it was open I was going to get some flights booked. I haven't quite yet, but I have got some dates in mind, and I will definitely be getting out there before the end of the season for this one. It looks like a really good park. I had some friends who went over there quite recently. Andy went over there to do it. It looks like he had a good time as well. So yeah, it's one of those that I'd like to go and do. But I've been speaking to a few different fans of theme park worldwide who actually went out to experience it this week, and some that were actually there on the opening day, and it's had rave reviews. Obviously it's an intimate roller coaster. It's 252 foot tall. So yeah, it's a fantastic ride. The drop being bigger than that as well. And what I really like about this coaster is that it drops straight down into a tunnel as well, creating that really good near miss effect. And that's what made me love Shambhala so much. Yes, it's got all the airtime, but of course being on the front row and even on the back row when you get whipped over the top and going straight down into this tunnel, absolutely fantastic, and you can't beat that feeling. But yeah, it looks like a stunning ride. Enough of me talking about it. Here's a look at an on-ride POV released officially by the park of Hyperion, the new second tallest roller coaster in Europe. Doesn't that look absolutely fantastic? Hyperion there in action, reaching speeds of up to 88 miles an hour. It looks like it's been running really well actually, and the station is heavily themed as well. As you can see there, you've got like all the silver walls, all the blue lighting shining through. I wasn't expecting it to have quite as heavy theme as it's got actually. It's definitely got a better station than Shambhala and Silver Star. So yeah, I really look forward to getting out there and seeing this one. That's Hyperion, now open over in Poland. And yeah, moving on to a ride that's not quite open yet, and we still don't actually have an opening date for the new dive coaster over in Sweden. Now Liseberg, I've mentioned this coaster quite a lot, but I'll recap on it just again for those of you that haven't heard this. They were having quite a few issues when it came to actually digging out the tunnels due to its location in Sweden. Obviously it's very hilly, there's a lot of tough clay underground, but they were actually struggling to dig the tunnel out. So anyway, they've managed to do that now, all the tracks in place. Last week I did show you some footage of the ride in action, but now we've actually got some more theming going into place, and this looks incredible, including the Valkyria signage, which is now on the exterior of that station. And I love the look of the station, quite similar to Woden at Europa Park, but it does follow that sort of theme of Norse mythology, and it looks fantastic. But here we go, look at the sign just here, we've got some photos coming on. As you can see just there, you've got the sign that's now in place, looks fantastic around the top there as well. You'll walk up them steps, and of course you've got the signage. It'll all be lit up, I imagine, at night as well. And this next image just here, look at how the foliage has all been planted around there. All different trees and things have all been planted around the ride, and also around that drop as well. You might remember a couple of years back now when Liseberg actually released what the POV of this ride was going to look like. They did like the sort of what it was going to be when you go on it. And yeah, it looks just like it here. You're going to come around that top section, you'll stop at the top of the drop and look down, and of course you'll see the hole there, but you've got all these trees and planting around it, which I think is really good. For me, a dive coaster in a way, for me to really enjoy it, it's got to go straight down into a drop. There's quite a few dive coasters what I've done, what don't sort of go straight down the drop into that tunnel, and for me it's an important part of the experience. Of course, it's great when they have a really steep drop and then it just sort of meanders out, but when it's got that drop it feels a lot longer into the tunnel. And yeah, I think this looks fantastic, to be honest. Really think it's going to be probably the best dive coaster in Europe. Am I going to enjoy it quite as much as I do Shikra at Busch Gardens? I'm not too sure, but for the park, it looks very well themed. I think it'll be a really nice attraction, and yeah, I look forward to following that and seeing how it opens. I mean, I don't think it's going to be too long now. I assume they're going to do some sort of big grand opening for it. It is the most expensive ride they've ever built at Liseberg. It's actually cost more than Helix. Bear in mind that Helix is a mat launch coaster up on the hillside with 7 inversions, so you know it's a big ride. There's 3 inversions. It's got a drop of just over 160 feet, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on it, and yet again I'll be straight back out there at some point this year to go and see it. Hopefully we'll be lucky enough to have a bit of a behind the scenes look at it as well. If you've not seen it, Pontus, a representative from the park, met up with myself and we went for a little walk around the park, did a behind the scenes video. We went in the operator's cabin for Balder, also for the other rides there such as Liseberg Bannon and Helix as well, along with looking behind the scenes in maintenance sheds and things. It was fantastic, and make sure you check that out. Here we go then, welcome to Guess the Ride. As I said at the start of the episode, it's good to see that you're all enjoying this section so far. I always read the comments here on the videos. Sometimes I drop little hints and tips as to what it could be, but I don't think you needed one actually with this one. A lot of you got it right. It was a water ride, and I did say that it was outside of the UK. This one directly was in Orlando, Florida, and it was actually from the wonderful Splash Mountain, one of my favourite water rides out there. There is also the version in California as well, very similar, but there's a few differences in terms of the soundtrack, and yeah, that was your little hint there to see if you actually got that one right. But there you go, it's now time for another one. Remember, this section is just for fun. It's time for Guess the Ride. Here we go. And stop. So with this one, we're kind of going back to the roots of this segment, because I did it a few years back now and it went down really well and it was just coasters. This one, it is a roller coaster and it is somewhere in Europe as well. When I say Europe, it could still be in the UK, it could be in mainland Europe, but it's somewhere in Europe and it is a roller coaster. Just for fun, comment with other people down below. I love seeing what you guys are putting in this section. It's really good fun to watch. So yes, get commenting and I'll reveal what it was, along with sharing a new one next week. Okay then, it's time for the final segment of this week's episode. No merch paradise this week because I'm on location. We're at Butlin's and I've not actually bought any merchandise from here. And of course I've got nothing on with me, so yeah, no merch paradise this week. But of course we've got to interact with me. Let's have a look at what you guys have sent in this week. Firstly then, we've got Christina in Tomorrowland just there, so thanks for sharing that one. Then got Alex at Terra Mythica having a fantastic time there, so thanks for sending it in. Next up we've got Jensen with a Wickham and cake. That's absolutely awesome. I want one of those for my birthday. Thanks for sending that one in. And then got Alan with an Alton Towers brick just there. Next up just here we've got Josh at Animal Kingdom, so thanks for sharing that one. Then got Leanne on the carousel just here at the London Zoo, so thanks for sharing that one. Then got Gillian just here with a Phoenix on-ride photo. Looks like a fantastic ride there at Toverland. Moving on, we've got Aaron outside Galactica just there. Did you go VR or non-VR? Comment down below, I'd be interested to know. Oh, it rhymes, that does. Moving on, we've got Amelia with a Chapass on-ride photo there from Phantasialand. Gary with a Runaway Mine Train on-ride photo, so thanks for sharing that one. And then Luke's got a photo here outside Hang Time, the new Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster with lap bars at Knott's Berry Farm. So thank you very much for sending that one in. Jack's up next with a 13 on-ride photo just there. And following that, we got Dean with a Troublesome Trucks on-ride photo. So thanks for sending those in. Then got Liam with a Galactica on-ride photo. And following that, we've got Jude Diver with the Swarm on-ride photo just there. So thanks for sending that one in to me. Then got Josh with a Smiler on-ride photo, and up next following that's Joey with a Walking Dead on-ride photo, so thanks for sending it in. We've got Paul and Sharon here who had a beautiful wedding at Walt Disney World. Congratulations to you, and thank you very much for sending that in. What a backdrop. Then got Sivan with me and Charlotte just there. I am awful at pronunciation, so I'm sorry if I got that one wrong, but thank you for sending it in. And then we've got Aaron just here with a resin collection as well. Thanks for sharing your merchandise with me. Moving on then, it is time for the birthdays. A big happy birthday then to Katja, hope you have a fantastic time. A big congratulations to Alex and Beth Miller on just getting married. Congratulations from me and of course everyone else here at Theme Park Worldwide. Happy wedding anniversary to Paul and Sharon. There we go. If you want something to appear in next week's episode of TPW Weekly, all you need to do is send it in to us over on our social media platforms. You can message it in via the Theme Park Worldwide Facebook page and also over on our Instagram page as well. If you are sending it on Instagram, please don't send it as a story, as it only comes up for a few seconds. Send it to us as an actual message, and of course you'll get the full quality here for you guys to see on YouTube. There we go. That is all for this week's episode. Bit of a shorter one. Like I say, I'm having a holiday this week away from theme parks for a few days. I mean, there's a few fairground rides here at Butlins, and we have sort of ventured out to do a couple of bits on the way here and on the way back. But in general, we're having a bit of a theme park free few days here, but we're having a good time. The weather's not amazing, but we're going back out there now to do a few more bits. And yeah, I'll be sure to share a vlog here from Butlins on the channel in the next couple of weeks. I'm Sean Sandbrook. Keep watching Theme Park Worldwide. Lots of new vlogs to come this week, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you next week.